my favorite meal and favorite time of day, except what makes it better is when you can eat it at any time and any place, and it's fantastic. Sorry, I just had to put that out there. This is another episode of Just Food, where we make healthy alternatives to some of your favorite meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. And this week, we are making something so awesome because not only is it for breakfast, but you can have it at any time, any place, on the go, quick and easy to make within just 30 minutes. And I have a feeling it's gonna taste super good, and it's super healthy too. So thank you for sending us this recipe, Katie from Absekin, and I'm so excited to try this. It is a homemade granola bar. Let me say that again just in case you didn't hear it. Homemade granola bars. So let's get to it, shall we? First things first, I'm gonna start by preheating our oven. It is gonna require some baking, but that's okay, because like I said, it's gonna take like, what, 30 minutes max with prep time included. So let's set the oven to 350 degrees and wait for that to heat up while we mix everything together. Now that that's all done, it's time for our ingredients. Now this you may have some wiggle room with because it's quite frankly based off of preference. The recipe that we received actually had cherries, sunflower seeds, walnuts, but if you don't like those, I kind of made it into my own. Here's what I have for my... Okay, so what you're gonna need for this recipe is 2 cups of old-fashioned oats, 3/4 cup of slivered almonds, 3/4 cup of chopped walnuts. You're gonna need a 1/2 cup of honey as well to make sure everything sticks together. 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. Now you can use cranberries, dried cherries, whatever you prefer, but just make sure it's a dry fruit. And finally, for all the tasting purposes, you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So let's get to it. I took the liberty of measuring everything out already, and for the sake of speedity, is that a word? No, it's not. For the sake of speed of this video, so you can get to cooking easier, I threw it all in a pan. You should use a flat roll, jelly roll pan, I guess they call it, baking sheet, whatever works. I'm gonna be cheap because I like to make everything all in one pan so I don't have to wash it later. I'll just flip these around a bunch of times because we're gonna put this in the oven once it's all heated up for 10 minutes to get nice and toasty, and we can mix it all together with the rest of the ingredients, have it all stick together, and make delicious granola bars. Okay, now that our oven temperature has officially reached 350 degrees, I'm going to put these lovely bad boys of oats into the oven and just kind of check on them every couple minutes or so we can flip them around, because really they're supposed to be all spread out and nice and even, but I didn't do that. Say hi, Ash. So we'll see you in 10 minutes. Now that our oats and everything else are heating up in the oven and getting toasted, we're gonna mix together the rest of our ingredients that we have into a large bowl that is microwavable because we have to get them all meshed in with the honey, but we're gonna throw in the honey, salt, cranberries, olive oil, and vanilla extract and put it into this bowl for mixing. That may be a little bit more than 1/4, but I really like vanilla. Oh, ow, why is the vanilla burning me? Ugh. Okay, you know what? I just realized I lied. We need 2 separate bowls for this because you want to microwave the honey first until it gets runny and then add in the rest of the ingredients like the cranberries, the salt, the vanilla, and the olive oil. So make sure you heat up your honey first. I'll put that in the beginning of the video next time. Thank goodness honey is sticky, right? Or else our homemade granola bars wouldn't be sticking together. I'm just gonna let it do its own thing. Come on. You can do it. One more 1/4 cup to go. Yay. Okay, so as if that wasn't painful enough, we finally have 1/2 cup of honey in here. And now we have to empty it all into a separate bowl, so. I'm just gonna help you speed up the process here, little buddy, okay? Yeah, there it goes. Ew. I'm getting a weird distaste for honey now. Now that our oats and our almonds and our walnuts are all nice and toasty, I'm gonna put them into a separate bowl for right now because we're mixing these all right together. But right now we have 3 bowls. We have 1 bowl with all these oats and almonds and walnuts. We're gonna reuse this pan. That's the whole purpose of this other bowl. We also have a bowl with our cranberries, our vanilla, our salt, our olive oil, all that fun stuff. And then we have a bowl with our honey that's actually gonna go into the microwave right now until we get it nice and runny to the point where we can fold everything in and it's gonna make everything stick together. This is when you kind of have to work really fast. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but it's fine. Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, the honey is in there for 30 seconds before we mix it for the first time. I'm gonna line our pan with parchment paper so that it's easy to just pull everything out once it's done baking. I left our oven on a convection of 350 degrees because we're going to put this baby right back in the oven for 15 minutes once everything's put together. Okay, we're starting to get there. It is runny, but not runny enough. Mix it up a little bit more, maybe even 30 seconds. You also want to coat this parchment paper with some olive oil, just a slab of it, because you don't want that to stick to the parchment paper either. So we're just going to paint that on nice and easy. If you have non-stick olive oil spray, then go for it, but I don't, so I'm just gonna rub this little baby in there. Ah, I'm not working fast enough. Oh, perfect. Our honey is nice and runny. If you're confused what it should look like, basically water, and I don't want to, okay, maybe not so much water. Hopefully it has a little thickness to it. Let's throw what we have in. We're gonna fold in our cranberries, our dried cranberries, our salt, vanilla, and olive oil into this bowl. That's 1 bowl out of the way. Pretty. Now that this has gotten a little bit more gooey, it's perfect timing to fold in our toasty oats, almonds, and walnuts. I'm nervous, but let's see how it goes. I'm gonna do a little at a time. I feel like it's kind of like folding in flour, you know what I mean? All right, I might just throw it all in there because I need 2 hands to stir. Wish me luck. This looks really cool. I hope I did it right. I really want this to work because now it smells awesome. Everything looks nice and evenly, not soaked, but lightly coated with love, we'll call it. I think it's ready to go evenly into our 8x8 square pan. That's gonna cook it all together into a square where it's gonna be really easy to cut into tinier squares. That'll make it easy for you to take it on the go. Okay, so I finally patted everything down and made it into a perfectly beautiful square shape in our pan here. It's going back in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes, and then we'll take out the final product, cut these into take-on-the-go squares, and you'll have breakfast ready in no time. Okay, so 15 minutes has gone by. Let's see how we did. Oh my goodness, the smell that's coming off of this thing right now. Holy crap. Oh my. Oh, it smells like chocolate, but it's not chocolate. Oh, these recipes just blow my mind every single time. We're gonna let this cool for, I'm gonna say maybe about 10 minutes. We want it to be slightly warm before we take it to the cutting board and start dicing these. Well, not really dicing these, but making these into squares for breakfast. Okay, after about like 10 to 15 minutes, I think our beautiful baby has cooled down a little bit. So we're gonna move her out of the baking tray onto a cutting board and cut it. I think I just referred to this thing as a her. Look at this. It is a perfect square shape. I think we're gonna take it off the parchment paper, and actually we can leave it on the parchment paper and cut these into breakfast squares that's portable enough for you, a good sized portion for you to take on the go, whether it be for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's a really healthy snack. Okay, it's hard, but it's still a little soft too, so it's like making me nervous to cut this into like breakfast squares. Oh, these are big. I'm cutting them like brownies. Healthy, Rachel, healthy. Oh wow, I cheated. I cheated. I cheated. Okay, so what I'm learning as these slowly start to fall apart is that they need a lot of time to cool so that the honey can harden well enough for them to be structured into the perfect granola squares. Now, these are the ones that we have that are so good so far, but I want to let the other ones sit for a little bit just to get a little bit harder. But for now, I want you guys to experience my first time trying these things of goodness. All right, here we go. Well, for one, it smells unreal. You get like the whiff of the cranberry, but also the walnuts, and it kind of, I think the walnuts is what's making it smell like chocolate to me with that, or I'm just having a lady moment. All right, here we go. And it's not even sticky from the honey either. It's like a perfect granola bar. Here goes nothing. And it's still so warm. I really didn't think it was gonna be as soft as it actually is. Maybe that is because it's warm, but still, even like with the crunch of the nuts, but also like the juicy sweetness of the cranberry. I'm in a happy place right now. My boyfriend's gonna love me. I think I just found out how to shut myself up. I want to talk to you, but I can't. I feel like I need to accomplish something by finishing an entire fruit bar. Well then, there you have it. You have a healthy alternative to not just breakfast, but snack, lunch, dinner, whatever. These homemade granola bars are easy to make. We made them, what, within 30 minutes? Well, for me explaining everything, add in my talk time, whatever. It was quick and painless. You can store these for up to a week to keep all the ingredients fresh and keep things all really nice and good for you. Put them in the refrigerator, store them in a little storage baggie so that your boyfriend can just go in and grab something quick to go right before work. It's really convenient, really good for you, and that's what Just Food is all about, making healthy alternatives to some of your favorite foods. If you have any recipes that you would like me to try for our next week's episode of Just Food, send us a message to our Cat Country Morning page, Cat Country Mornings with Joe and Rachel, and I would love to try your recipes. Until next week, you'll catch me eating these granola bars. See ya!